Noch Gabi?
Marc Mariano. Filmo.
Ja, perfekt.
Zwei von ihnen scheißen weg.
Hey, nein. Welche willst du? Willst du den 87? Gut gewesen?
Ja, ja.
Dann nehme ich mal 2, 5, 6.
Ja. Ja, tu non apposta, ma no.
Ma io ti chiedo.
C'è dentro, mi sento qua mi chiedendo.
A me non chiede se mai.
Quindi si mi dice.
Sorry,
A me chiede se kéne mondjuk el. Mi most nem ciki, bazd meg, hát most beszélsz két nyelve, nem tudhatsz minden szót. 3 nyelvet beszélsz.
Ja. Nimmst du den ab?
Hä?
Nein, nimm den.
Ja, nem tekkel. Bazd meg, ezt sem tudtam.
$16-0.
Gut, der Bruce hat auch gerade einen Hocker gemacht.
Hocker?
Ja. Er hat einen Hocker gemacht.
Warte schon. Okay. $48.
Also du hast noch mit dem Fuß da, gell? Er war etwa 1 gewesen, oder?
Nein, wäre knapp über den Augen gekommen.
Aber hey, so
Mehr, dass man den ganzen Bahn machen kann.
Ah ja, ja, ich glaube, er kann nicht. Ich glaube, du kannst. Also.
Das Haustüpfen ist gut.
Ja. Was habe ich denn gehabt?
40.
Nein, 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 nein.
Das kann ja wohl.
Sitz.
Hát azt még nem is kell venni.
12-1.
Sonst habe ich gedacht. Das ist ja heute eine Lotterie. Das ist Wahnsinn. Mach mal. Ja, ich denke, 40 ist eigentlich nicht so schlecht am Anfang. Dann bist du eine Stunde und dann bist du irgendwie schon 50 runtergekommen.
Das ist schon wieder das ist fein.
Ja, kann ich mir auch überlegen, dann bin ich schon doppelt gewesen. Oder auch schon ein bisschen zwischen. Weißt du?
Ja.
Er ist jetzt sogar durchgegangen. Ich denke, er brennt noch mehr ab, weil er rein ist gekommen.
Ja, ist ein bisschen weiter rein als die anderen.
Nein, ich denke, ja, das ist vielleicht gut, oder?
Egy dobás után gyors lett. Ezt most megint a Gyuri is dobott egy 3-as, 4-es, majd dobott egy 11-es. Bruce is dobott egy 11-es. Rövidet majd egy gyors.
Sjávar, ilyen a lok. So, make a guess.
Sorry.
Ez nem ragad bele a kezembe, ez nem lehet?
Ha?
Igen,
Nem lehet, hogy beleragadt a kezembe ez a
Ze zijn nog veel mogen.
machen, aber irgendwie
Ezt te érzed.
gut, es ist für beide die gleiche Lotterie, weil es die gleiche Zeit
Gondolod, hogy ez is elég, amúgy?
Das ist wirklich...
Ezt mondom, a sugára jó lesz.
Jó. A doktorásról van az előbb.
Kom ni där med över haken?
Ó, bazd meg!
Det sa jag, det skulle ni kunna skjuta. Ah ja, varför det dig?
Es bleibt so oder so mies.
Bocsánat. Hogy ünnepél rá?
Att skapa man kvar. Skapa inte mer.
Ja.
Elindult az elején, azt hittem jó lesz.
Sokan doktorásokon elindulásra.
Good morning. We are live here at the Dutch Masters Curling Mixed Doubles Tournament. Curling Baan Zoetermeer, Netherlands. Stop on the number 9 stop on the Curling Champions Tour. Coming to you live this morning. We have a great matchup with Dorota Palancia and Zsolt Kiss, team from Hungary. They're the reigning Hungarian champion. They will be representing their country in Lethbridge at the World Championships in April. Coming up against them this morning is team Barn Zurich, and it's Michelle Jäggi and Mario Freiberger from Switzerland. Also a team very focused on mixed doubles. They both kind of stopped their men's and women's play this season, focusing, trying to make that qualification for the Swiss Championships. They ranked number 4 last year on the CCT tour, and currently this year on the tour they are sitting in 5th place after 8 events. So looking forward to a really great matchup here. Really great skills on both these teams. You'll see a little bit of different styles. We'll guide you through some of the styles of mixed doubles play as the game progresses. But good to go, and I'll be joined here shortly by a special guest. And she's just climbing over the wall. Hey, Alison.
Hello.
Welcome to our game here in Curling Baan Zoetermeer.
Thank you, thank you.
I've just introduced the teams. We're ready to go.
Perfect.
And the hammer has been won by Team Freiberger, Jäggi. So both these teams have been playing quite a few tournaments. As I mentioned, Jäggi and Freiberger are focusing only on mixed doubles this season. Zsolt as well is playing only mixed doubles, stepping out of his men's team. Dorothy's had a little bit of a different route. She's continued with her women's team, and they qualified, did not qualify for the World, so that's given them a little bit extra time, but they did win the gold medal at the European B Championship in November. So a good season. She's got a lot of games in the go.
She does. Her teammate also here, Vera.
Yeah, Vera's playing together with Jaap van Dorp from the Netherlands. And they're sitting 2-0 in their pool, so they're enjoying their game. It's a big Hungarian event out here.
Yeah, they gave us a good game in our first one. Really taught us a lesson out there.
And you've got a kind of double role here.
I do.
You're going to join the commentating game here, but you're also here coaching this weekend.
Yeah, so Sherry asked if I could come on board. We don't have any Swedish teams on the ice right now. I'm coaching both of the teams here this weekend, so no one on the ice for me right now. Have a little debrief in a bit, but
for now, a little bit of television time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here we are. It's mixed doubles. If you're not very familiar with this game yet, it's a little different than team play. There is 2 stationary stones that start the game. There's one placed in a guard position. The top yellow one there is placed. There's a second stone of the team with the hammer, whose stone goes at the back of the forefoot. And that's how you start the game. There's 5 stones thrown by each team. One player throws the first stone and the 5th stone, and the second player in the team throws the 3 stones in the middle. That can change each end. They do not have to pick a lineup and stay with it. They can change depending on strategy, depending on who's throwing what, how the ice is feeling. Some teams have some specialties of what they choose, when they choose it. And you'll see different things this week on all the broadcasts, different styles of play. And this stage of the season, they're all kind of exploring all of the options to see how they're going to be best prepared for their national championships or the world championships later in the year.
Yeah, definitely. Now's the time to experiment if you're thinking about switching something up or just wanting to try something new.
So another thing you see here is the thrower jumping up and sweeping their stone. Both of these teams have elected to have a skip, having somebody holding the broom. It's early in the end, early in the game, so that's kind of beneficial to start reading the ice and getting a little bit of better picture. You could also have the option to have nobody holding the broom and only a sweeper. And you'll see that changing throughout the game and different teams doing different things. So jury's still out on that one as well. That was introduced as a new rule last year.
I like that. I think it really brings a lot more excitement and energy into the game as well, adding the sweeper in.
And you're actually going to see this change right now already. They've decided on this shot they're having a little bit of sweep on there is maybe a little bit more important. Both Michelle and Mario are skips. They come to this from a nice reading perspective. So for them, this is kind of a normal thing to do, is just shoot their own stones and judge their own ice.
Sometimes you can worry a little bit if you've got 2 skips, maybe a little bit too much conversation on the ice, but few games you tend to kind of figure out when to say what and when to add it in and when not.
They moved that yellow one back there, so have created a little bit of an opening for Dora to throw one in there.
Igen, de ha kicsi kocz, az is jó.
So this will be Dora's last stone, so she's gonna, and then her teammate will come in to throw the last one. She's wanting to bump a little here. Looks like we got a little bit more curl in the ice here this morning.
She didn't have a heck of a lot of rotation on that, so it did kind of lose its handle a little bit at the end as it reaches breaking point there, but definitely we actually haven't played yet on sheet B, so this will be good for me to do a little bit of
a little bit of research as it goes.
Yes, exactly.
We won't tell the other teams that you're getting an advantage from this opportunity. So same as in regular curling, your objective as a team is to score your points by getting closest to the middle. with as many stones as you can, outscoring your opponent. And again, the hammer is always an advantage. That is the last stone of the end.
Igen.
Jäggi, klappt genug.
Linie ist super.
Die Line.
Alles bei dir, Linie ist perfekt. Kann noch ein bisschen Garländer.
Clear schneller.
Still going to move some things around, so nice little bump. It's going to be hard for Hungary to remove both of those stones and get into a great scoring position. They can get on the inside of it.
Sok hely volt neki.
Ahhoz képest jól ráfordult a vége.
Csak egy ilyen backline, ugye?
Hát gyakorlatilag ugye nem tudjuk kiütni, tehát a 9-es kő is már elég.
My Hungarian is not quite there, so I fortunately don't have the upper hand. I'm trying to figure out what their communication is right now.
Yeah, I needed to have Yap here this morning. He's been doing some translation lessons.
He would have
He's been
been
learning
good.
some Hungarian. I think that's his playing activity when we travel. Probably so he knows what he's getting yelled at about. It's always good.
Gyere, gyere!
Kicsit gyorsabb, gyorsabb! Hack!
Back weight.
Hack!
There you go.
Hack!
There's a loaned word.
Yeah. Can understand those English terms every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Nog een gala.
And got that angle just a little bit wrong. That was the risk of coming in there, and sometimes maybe throwing up that guard is not such a bad thing after all. They've now pushed them in for shot stone.
Yeah, it really didn't look like the angles were really in their favor on that one, so not really too sure what they were trying to do there.
I think you're going to see Freiberger take a risk to make a big end here right off the start. Looks like they might be wanting to come off that outside yellow and cross over into the blue and pop the yellow in the forefoot off the side. Make this happen. It's a great shot. Not a lot of risk to it. He's scoring one for sure here.
Get ready to see some granite fly.
Garlen doet het nu, het had niet te veel. Ja, ja.
So last shot here in the first end.
Oké.
And, well,
Ooh, good
Close,
attempt.
yeah.
Good attempt. Got that a little bit too thick. Doesn't kick it across quite enough. Scores is one.
Ja, vergeet dat gewoon.
very good attempt.
Ja.
So Hungary dodged a bit of a bullet in that one. That would have been a bit of a shocker in the first end, but what we know in mixed doubles, the scoreboard can go up and down really fast. Teams are willing to take a few more chances, more stones in play generally.
Yeah, well, the fact that you can't hit until the
Fourth stone,
is
that makes a
definitely helps.
Yeah, makes a significant difference. One of the interesting spots about why the mixed doubles is so exciting. Some of you're seeing younger teams playing as well, which is also really exciting for the sport. It has been accepted as a Olympic discipline for the first time. It will be making its debut at 2018 in Pyeongchang. And some of the teams out here you're going to see there. I do believe so. A lot of the teams here this weekend have already qualified for Olympic points. We've got Russia, China, USA, Scotland, Canada, Estonia, Finland, England, Norway, Slovakia, Austria, and Ireland, all qualifying with Olympic points last year. Those points will be accumulated to 2017 World Championship points. And the top 8, only 8 teams will qualify for the Olympic Championships in 2018. So it's a tough road.
It is. It absolutely is. It's a long week. I've got a ton of teams there. And the schedule being a little bit different than what you'll find at regular competitions because you've only really got one game a day. So trying to figure out how best to schedule that to, you know, make sure that you're on your game by the time, because sometimes you might have to wait a day and a half.
Last year there was 42 teams that competed at the World Championships. This year potentially could be more. There's 53 World Curling Federation nations.
That's incredible.
So potentially you could have 53 teams competing. Not quite likely.
Thinking that'll change after the Olympics.
Probably have to start downsizing and splitting up. There's some talk of that. So.
Have sort of like what they have with the B sections, and so the different tiers.
So you can see here, Michelle has now thrown the first stone in this end. So they've alternated their rotation. I believe, or did I miss a stone?
Erő!
50-60 simán jó már.
Guess so. So, similar to the regular curling game, if you score an end, you generally lose the hammer. That is a choice here. If you have this last stone advantage, you can also choose to throw first in mixed doubles. Correct, Alison? You don't have to choose to have the hammer. You can take first stone advantage. Depending on ice, sometimes that can be an advantage if you can lock yours on there. You don't see as much as you did before they moved the stone to the back of the forefoot instead of the back of the pin. Generally, if you win the hammer, you keep it.
And the power play also being introduced last year as well. It's new.
Hopefully we'll get to see that and describe that to you when during the game as it progresses here. Got some rocks starting to pile up here in play. Some good discussion with the teams here. Communication is extremely vital in the curling game.
Yeah, especially with only 2 players, you're really missing out on a lot of information if someone just happens to be a little bit quiet or perhaps not playing as well as they hoped and just frustrated. You really need to make sure that you're communicating no matter what the situation might be.
Sometimes it's also an advantage, only 2 opinions instead of 4.
I think it's a game too where it almost enforces the need for honesty. There's no can't sugarcoat anything in this.
No, absolutely not.
Game. No.
That's a really nice freeze there. I think she wanted to tap those around a little bit. But it does come in a nice position. She's got a nice angle set up on that. Guess I'll have to choose to do something with it. Mario's jacket's coming off. Get a little warming out there. Lots of sweeping. Both of these teams spend a lot of time in the gym. A lot of time practicing throwing stones.
Although I did overhear your conversation that Michelle, they don't practice together.
They don't practice together.
No.
Their time together is they come from 2 different cities, so that, you know, as an elements, they both work. So they have to balance their careers and their regular lives, and they choose to play together when they go to tournaments, and they're playing a lot of them in fairness to that choice. But it is definitely a different strategy than a lot of teams. So
I don't think I've ever heard that before. Have you?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, you see in Canada now with the teams that are, taking in a player from other places, they have specific team trainings, and they're generally around tournament weekends. And then they have individual training, and they practice specific shots and have somebody to work with at home. So geographics sometimes plays a part.
Definitely.
I have no doubt these are both out throwing stones every day. But they come from similar backgrounds. They've been playing juniors in Switzerland. They've been well coached in their development. So have similar concepts and ideas. They're both skips. So maybe the best place to figure out where you're going to play a game is in the game.
Yeah.
Ja, ja.
So,
Ja.
vielleicht kannst du noch ein bisschen reinrollen, wenn er am Schluss perfekt kommt.
Ja.
It's a really good discussion there. And both being skips, you see them having a little bit more time coming down, discussing where the rock stones are in the house, and then making decisions and then going back. That would cost them a little bit of time on a time clock. Here in a tournament, you don't have time clocks, but at World Championships, you do.
Yes.
So, Sunny.
Shot. Okay.
I believe it's 22 minutes as well.
Yep.
Time clocks for mixed doubles.
Christian, sitting beside us here, running all the technical equipment, assures us yes.
It is 22.
Chief timer mixed doubles last year. Thank you, Christian Leibrant.
Achtung. Nee, nee, nee. Achtung. Ja.
Just a nice little in off here, trying to get Stone in behind there.
Nice shot. Nice control weight. This ice is extremely straight with upweight hits. So I think it's very valuable for the players to throw that kind of weight, to throw the hacks and the boards and really bring the sweeper into consideration.
So it's a little bit difficult here. They'll be wanting
Sorry,
to.
I touched this one, the yellow one.
So that's one of the really great things about curling. There are umpires out on the ice also for this weekend. Umpires don't come into the game until they're called into the game, or if they see an infraction that is in their responsibility to take control of, or it dictates the game. Curling is very respectful for it. They claim what they do in error, and you just heard Zolt there saying, I touched this rock by mistake. And the other team can choose to put that back into place a little, or they negotiate. They thought, okay, it didn't move so far. It's not going to be relevant in the play here. And the game continues.
Yeah. I think most of the time, like you said, it'll be the opposing team that has the decision to if it's a moved stone or a burnt stone or whatever the case may be, to make that decision without bringing the umpires into it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's done over curling a little bit. And Zolt's a big guy back there. Mario's a little small,
Yeah.
bumping into each other. Hard to get around, Mr. Kiss.
He is a tall guy.
Gondolkodtam egyébként, hogy lehet, hogy jobb rádozni, aztán valahogy vigyük el.
Oda rollen we weg.
It's nice you hear both teams discussing. The team not playing is also talking about what they're going to be doing, what kind of made it happen with that stone, discovering the ice a little bit.
Well,
Communication.
you can also see little mental breaks here and there of checking out the other sheets.
Yeah.
It's good to take little breaks here and there to give your mind a little bit of a rest, but making sure that you're in the game altogether, though.
Ja, Witzli. Los. Ja. Gut.
zwischen Heck und Ford. Gib außen am blauen
It's
Eis.
going to be a nice little finesse shot. They're just going to try and tap that yellow to the blue and tap the yellow that's on the button back to the back of the back of the 8-foot if they can. Nice little fine touch shots.
Hack, Bot.
Vorgestellt. Achtung.
Bot.
Ja.
Great communication with these two.
Ja. Ja.
Looking really nice.
Nice shot.
You do leave that yellow one at the top there. In a nice position to play it back if it's necessary. There are a couple guards up there in the way, but it's going to be a tough one here for Hungary.
It's tough for one. So even if you were to slash it in, that back yellow or that back blue, sorry, is
Yeah.
going to be shot. So I think
Cut the
what he
Angle's not so great, eh?
no, what he said before, maybe the draw on the intern side.
Hit and roll off the outside blue one.
Yep, that option as well.
Either way, it's going to be a tough one to score one. Definitely, if you're going to give away a steal, you only want to give a maximum one away.
Ich glaube nicht, dass muss ja fast Nase
Ja,
haben.
genau.
It's a really nice shot by Mario.
Az nincs benne, hogy ezt megütjük. Ezt megütjük és lecsorog ide.
Yeah, I think if anything, he's got to look at tapping that yellow as opposed to throwing any kind of weight and moving around those blues. We're gonna have to really skinny that blue though, that guard.
Sie friesen und sie...
I think I saw him mention kind of if we hit the yellow and then wick off of that top blue. I'm not sure he thinks that it's possible to curl enough to get
Eliminate.
it by. Yeah.
Ich glaube, so der Rückblick
Weight will
shall
be really
see.
crucial here.
mit der Nummer gespielt hat. One blue.
Oh, it's pretty close, actually.
Eén blauw.
Ja.
So, decision is one blue. Didn't quite get enough of that, but I think that was pretty much as best as he could do with that shot,
Yeah.
Allison. Mixed doubles is 8 ends of play. Unlike World Championships, they also play 8 ends. Game goes a little bit faster.
That's why we can fit so many draws in
Yeah,
during the day.
nice long day for Mr. Carlo Glasberg, our organizer. He's put together a really great field of play here, a really great job. Working together with an excellent committee. Allison's going to take a little bit of break.
I will be back.
So here we are in the third end of play.
Platzführung.
Freiberger scored end number 2. He stole that end. Freiberger and Jäggi. It is now 2-0. Little bit of update on our other sheets over here. We have a Great Britain matchup on sheet A with Fowler and Fowler, brother and sister team from England, playing against
Ga je nou iets hierheen, hè?
Bruce and Gina. Our feature game from last night, Bruce Mowat, Gina Aiken, coached by David Aiken, playing on sheet A. And on that sheet, it looks like England is leading 2-0 after 2 ends of play. And over on sheet 3, sheet C, we have Nadelman from the Netherlands playing against Jäggi and Ziekers from Hungary.
Ja, ja, zo goed.
These teams have played together against each other a few times.
Es läuft schon relativ gut an.
There you see them there. And that score is 1-1. Really good matchups going out here today.
Nicht. Aber nicht ganz so viel wie hier.
Our second draw of the day.
Okay. Wir kommen mal.
Back to our feature game. Here we show Jäggi from Bern.
Linie ist noch Spielplatz. Wechseln.
Has represented Switzerland at Junior Worlds for women's. Hoping to wear that nice flag on her back and represent Switzerland again shortly in mixed doubles.
Ori, gut gespielt.
They have qualified for the Swiss Championships and hope to come out of that on top. There'll be 6 or 7 teams, I understand, playing in the Swiss Championships. And this will be a preparation event leading up to that. Here we have Dora Planchka from Hungary, reigning European B Championship. Dora and Zolt have won 2 world gold medals at mixed doubles in 2013, 2015. Fortunately, last year when Olympic points were on the line, they didn't quite make the playoffs. Had to play a tiebreaker against Bruce and Gina from Scotland. Narrowly missing out those Olympic points. We'll be looking forward to add up some points this season.
Nini.
Ja, du musst noch ein bisschen volltüpfen, dass du weißt nicht hinten nachher wieder das Körbchen hast.
Okay.
Ihr habt gerade 3 Mal nichts gehört und so schlecht gespielt.
Ja, die Meter auch nicht schaffen. Ich gebe mit, die Steine ein bisschen innen.
Ich würde innen am Stein.
Okay.
It's good discussion and clarity on what kind of weight they're throwing, what kind of line, what they're expecting from the stone.
Ja. Nein,
Both throw and super, one on page.
Ja. Ja. Halt!
Mario working this really hard.
Okay.
Over curled a little bit, didn't quite get their angles right on that one. Does remove the stone from play, but rolls in, rolls out.
So gut so.
She seems okay with it though.
Ich weiß nicht genau, wie der ist gegangen. Wirklich nicht. Oh,
Hat wer es nicht?
Also von oben. Oh.
Vielleicht hast du.
Das ist ja wirklich.
Ah, shit.
Es hat wirklich so ausgesehen. So.
They'll be enjoying playing this game back and enjoying it. I hope your Swiss fans are enjoying the good spirit by our partners out there.
Irányulát végig kell.
Really struggling a little bit with this line. Stone seems to be over curling a little bit each time. So they'll want to look at how much they need to open that up.
Ja.
Lines of the stones is really important to get it right. You don't have 2 sweepers to jump on it for you and help the street keep that straighter longer. Basically have to deliver your stone and then chase it down yourself or bring the sweeper out from the house.
Gevaarlijk nog, hè?
Schon etwas 2-3.
2-3 ist gut.
Macht alles selber.
So throwing up a guard.
Sit.
Okay.
Does get to cover a little piece of that. Makes it a little more difficult for Blanche and Kiss to They're gonna have to try and get something in there, tap up their yellow, but things are still looking pretty blocked here.
Ja.
I would really like to score a couple points this
Wenn
end.
du gut bist, ist gut.
Aber ich glaube, er tut seinen Job gerade mal noch fürs Erste.
Ja,
Klar, sie kann einen...
Gut, aber da geht es Hilfe. Da hast du vielleicht einen Doppel oder kannst du nochmal legen oder irgendetwas.
Split.
Ah ja.
Irgend so einen Meter durchzurennen, war schon Vorteil gewesen.
Ja, dann wäre
I just have an update from Laurence Bedeau.
Ja, ja.
She is in charge of the Curling Champions Tour division for the
talán ez benne van, talán ide ez
the
benne van.
mixed doubles and doing a really great job. 16 teams listed, 16 events on the tour this year. I have just got an update stating that there will be 8 teams playing in the Swiss Championships, and that will be Apethos, which are here playing in this event this weekend. Freiberger and Jäggi, Rios and Perret, Wild and Wild,
Spurt, spurt.
Gribby and Gribby,
Wow,
Hess,
Er won.
Kubler,
wow, wow.
Gubler and Hommelin, and Attinger and Henninger. Those are the 8 teams that will be competing for the Swiss Championships. And one of those will be heading off to the World Championships in April in Lethbridge, Canada. So thank you very much for that update, Laurence. Very much appreciated.
Das ist halt auch besser, gell?
Was willst du machen?
So heisst
nicht.
er. Ja, da ist einfach einer.
So back to our game here.
Der wird schnell.
So stones moved around a little bit since when I was busy reading my post.
Können wir auch?
Ist einfach, wenn sie, also, wenn sie nicht den machen, sind wir besser hinten,
Henry
oder?
now has an opportunity to score their 2, so
Aber es ist sicher schwieriger.
Jäggi and Freiberger are going to have to decide
Solange sie den Doppel haben,
how that they can maybe minimize that scoring zone to keep them from scoring 2.
Ah ja, das ist super.
wir dann vorne liegen bleiben.
Ja.
I think yellow at the moment is sitting 1. Both teams have 1 stone to come.
Dann kann man hier so an, wenn es weit geht.
Ja, das geht auch. Hätte nicht mit dem Händel
Und es
gespielt.
ist direkt, ja. Also, ist gut, ja.
Selbst wenn wir unten bleiben wir ja da vorne liegen, oder?
Ja, und das
Hungary watching over on sheet A there. There's a big pile of stones in the middle of the forefoot, and
Backline ist gut.
nice, interesting thing to see how teams are going to get out of situations. There you have it. Bruce and Gina have to try and determine how to move some stones around in that. They are blue, and they are down by 2, so they're definitely also wanting to score a couple points this end. Here we are. Freiberger's in the hack, ready to throw his stone.
Bist ja fast Backline gewesen im ersten Steh.
Good discussion on the weights, what kind of weight they want to call to make the shot and get the rocks in the right positions. Your Swiss is probably better than mine if you're watching, so you can catch some of that information. But I think they're calling backline weight.
Das ist Sport, das ist 11.
A little tap.
11.
Achtung!
11.
Nein, nein, nein!
11. 11.
Haken!
Zieh, zieh!
Wow! Fuck!
Okay.
That just overcurled. That was not the expectation from the shot. They were playing that yellow one. Overcurled a little bit.
Itt akkor 3. Nem ígérem, de megpróbálom.
Nee, aber er ist viel zu schnell.
Hát a Gemma
Du
nem
bist
volt.
mit Backline vorne 80 Blick gewesen, jetzt hast du 40 Blick
I
gehabt.
think they were actually playing that on the straight back and didn't curl up.
Az benne, hogy ez meg.
You heard Michelle calling the weight so that Mario from the throwing position could continue call the line. Weight and line communication is really important. Same as a regular curling game, you have a skip standing in the house dictating, telling what line the shot is coming. Sweeper's giving information, and between the two of them and the communication have to come up with a plan of action based on the amount of curl, how the stone is working. A stone that is throwing with a lighter weight will definitely curl more than a stone that's throwing heavier. So very important communication. They have the same expectation from a shot, want the same outcome. So to be throwing this in to score his 2. And managed to do that, just squeezes by that guard. He'd kind of given up on the shot. Dora said, no, get your butt on that, and good communication. And a little apology. And I'll talk about how they make that a little more staying focused to the shot, staying with the shot, never leaving it is really important in this game. So here we are, next in, tied up, playing N4. And the boys are continuing to throw first and last, and the girls are doing the big shots in the middle. And if you're wondering why those 2 stones are placed in play, one's a little bit off. They're placed, the team with the hammer. Stone goes at the back of the forefoot, and that's placed stationary there each end. That stone cannot be removed from play until the 4th stone. The team without the hammer stone goes in the guard position. There are 3 little dots on the ice where that can actually go in position, and that's determined at the start of the game by the umpires and the organization, depending on how the stones will curl, what the conditions of the ice are to dictate the game. Each team gets 5 stones to throw. The first thrower throws the first and the last, and the second thrower throws 3 stones in the middle.
Nu mag ik. Überkeerlijk.
And in regular curling, you have a free guard zone, and you cannot remove a guard stone that's not in the house. It's in the front of the house until after the 4th stone. And in mixed doubles, that's a little different. You can't actually remove any stone from play until the 4th stone. So, see a few more rocks in play, stones in play. Play is a little more aggressive. A lot of strategy, bumping stones around, getting new stones on the right angles. Great, exciting game. Really nice control weight by the Dora, putting that daisy down on top, freezing it on.
Ja.
We liggen er einfach een beetje doof. Halt voor hem.
Maybe a little bit more information coming from Switzerland. It is also confirmed that the team who qualifies for the Worlds for Switzerland, if they manage to get enough Olympic points, that would probably be probably definitely have to make it into the playoffs,
Ja, ik zei knap.
will represent Switzerland at the Olympics. That is a little bit of a similar situation for some of the other teams here. Sweden also has no Olympic points. Hungary as well failed to get Olympic points in the first point opportunity last year. So all three of these teams, 3 or 4 of the countries here, will be really searching to get great experience in these tour events in order to be able to qualify and get points in the Olympics. It's going to be a really exciting World Championship. Only 8 teams qualify from the World Championships for the Olympics. And at the World Championships, there could be anywhere from 40 to 50 teams participating to win that championship. So really exciting for our sport.
Ik ben heel richtig steeds. Ga je nog maar nog zo maken?
Dat is wat je vorne gezegd hebt.
Stepples has a really interesting dynamic. You don't have different levels of experience. You bring 2 players, an opportunity for a lot more countries to have really competitive
Ja,
teams.
maar jij genau daar wel.
Ja, zeker.
Also,
Zeg eens nog in
nee, ja, ik glaube, het is niet zo goed.
Waar de winkel is zo dat er een blauw van blijft, dat er snel een schiet kan.
Ja.
Really good discussion here with Priyanka and Kiss, trying to determine out how they're going to get some advantage happening here.
Viszont akkor ugye megállnál, lehet, hogy látszik a kép.
Currently sitting 2 stones in the house. 2 stones in scoring position.
Hát jó, mondjuk így veszek. Ha leveri utána a gárt, akkor mit csinálunk?
Visszarakjuk. Most, ha visszarakodok kéken, itt mondok, csak egyet.
És hogyha mondjuk utána leveri, és dobunk egy olyat, hogy tebbek,
Jó, de
és
akkor
mi...
mit dobnál?
Azért próbálom most milyen jó, hogy később jó legyen.
Nincs más jó döntés?
Hát vagy dobunk egy olyat, hogy te.
Discussing whether they just guard that up or whether they move the stones around. Tap back is tap back in English also, so that works.
Innen meg most mit tud csinálni? Túl sok mindent nem.
Third alternative, just come around. Draw one in.
Hogy?
Meg akkor megy a dobása, hogyha ezt ide be... Itt maradok, megütök, és akkor a szék innen lecserül.
Gárd? Tori. Egyes?
Akár ide, úgyhogy takarásba, vagy egyes.
Looks like Dory really prefers to throw a guard here.
Most nyilván ez dobása.
Jó.
Három vagy három egy?
Egy-három.
So it's underway. They've chosen to throw the guard. They'll have a margin on this shot. Margin means they can have a margin of error. It doesn't have to necessarily be perfect. Line will be most important for the guard.
Kiskos lesz a sárgát. Csak egy pici, csak egy pici.
Looks like it's in a pretty nice spot. Eliminates the opportunity for Freiberger and Jäggi to play on their blue one and move them around. So
Maar zo könnten we de doppel auch noch spielen dann sonst. Hast du auch mal den gesehen?
they're gonna probably come up and run off those front ones there, I think.
Azért gondoltam, hogy most... Jó, persze, kettővel nem feltétlenül.
It's 2-2. Jäggi and Freiberger have the hammer. Last stone advantage in this game.
Zou je echt niet meer opkomen? Wil jij het die hebben zo gespeeld?
Wie du willst. Ja, okay. Welcher Händler?
Vagyok hülye vagyok, mi a fasznak veszük el?
Más például.
De akkor még nem mondtad?
It's definitely been the longest end. Lots of discussions, lots of communication. Both these teams working on all the little communication things that are going to make them more successful.
Szerintem csak letöröltök. Szerzőjövök. Tehát egy ilyet csak nem fognak.
Big weight coming. This one clearing off the guards, trying to get some opportunity.
Sheath.
And it,
Okay.
just replaced that Yellowstone. She won't be happy with that one at all. The margin on that was to at least run it back into the pile that's in the forefoot, or double peel the two guards at the front. Fortunately, she's just managed to nail that on the inside and leave it sitting there. Dora is going to come down and just throw up a guard here on the other side, eliminating the access to the forefoot. It's a big turnaround in these two ends.
Irány jó, kicsit jó.
Lassabban kérdezem.
Akkor húzd meg az elejét. Húzd meg, mert akkor kék lesz. Egy jó, egy jó.
Nincs egy!
Oh. It's just overcurls and comes up very short again. Was it just miss a little bit of a different line of play, or just delivered that a little bit short?
Nem mondom, hogy 100, de nem. Hogy?
Nem mondom, hogy gyorsan dobtam, érted?
Hát már nem tudtam nem érni, de...
Det chạm där inne då.
Ik zeg het eens, moet daar nog curlen, dat we daar
az
al
elejét.
Leaves the window a little open for
De akkor mondja
Switzerland to come down and put one in there. We might not be able to get shot and be safe, but definitely can put a rock into play that can be used for their last one.
Akkor mire számítottál? Vagy mi volt a fejedben? Hogy ne dobjál gyorsat? Vagy tudtad, hogy nem járt ott kő, vagy ez így utólag?
Maar zo is het, dat werkt super. Ik ga niet meer naar de blauw, want ik kan terugknallen. Ik ga de gaal, want ik kan terugknallen. En met daar de doppel gaan instellen, oder?
Hier ska jag häfta då.
Hij is ja vooraan niet gezien.
Jó volt ez itt. Nem azon, hogy lebasszol, csak hogy szóljál, hogy menjek föl, hogyha azt érzed, hogy...
Azt hittem, hogy tudom, hogy mit kell dobni. Nem éreztem is.
Alright.
Ontwikkelen hoor.
Ja.
Achterdacht. Eender genoeg. Moet je behouden.
Ja, ik wil maar. Ja. Ja.
Lehet, hogy a kéket találja el.
You can come down and try and place on top of this here.
Linje.
A little bit of tap, get himself into a nice position. Tapped but rolled a little bit further than they hoped for.
Oké.
Megvan a roll, szerintem? Vagy akar a sárgában?
Az megvan.
Does now invite
De ha már itt megáll, az is jó.
Zolzenkis to play a hit on that
Viszont
and roll
szerintem,
in
hogy még nem
behind.
játszottuk, azért egy 10 legalább kell.
0-10, és szerintem ez fordulgat azért.
Az övé is láttad, hogy fordult.
Igen.
Szerintem lehet beljebb.
Maybe thinking after Dora had just
Belülről?
Nem, csak beljebb. Kékautok nem biztos, hogy
came up
annyira
so short
fordul.
there that the ice maybe was running a little bit different than they had expected, and
Ja, azért
miscued
nulla
that
lesz,
last one a
azért
little
az
bit as
gól.
well. Zolzenkis from Hungary, two-time world mixed double champion. He's sweeping this one really hard.
Jó, nem
It's in there. shots.
Nem jó, ez nem volt benne, amit mondtunk.
Nem, én is azt hiszem, hogy végül mellé
Pitch
érkezett.
blocks the forefoot.
Az első pedig talán egy szükséges.
Éreztem és ütöttem, akartam mondani, de azt gondoltam, látod, hogy jó az dolog.
Aztán nincs felbaj.
Not so easy to get inside roll off that. Yellow is sitting 3.
Órája és a felénél tartani.
Hát, kurva se játszom.
Ez volt 2 reg, tehát ez kurva hosszú rend volt. Az előző
Für -2.
Ja, René-ben azután.
Zolt wanted to roll, get an inside roll there. I think that's actually a little better where it's sitting.
Ja, aber da muss ich einfach drauf wegknallen.
Can't hit the outside of that and take any advantage. They actually got a really good spot in that stone. It'll be pretty hard to score a point here.
Ja, még -2, mert fast recht.
Meg se viccelnek, úgy látom.
Gut, in dem Sinne ergang schon.
Kann
You saw earlier
so probieren, dann wären es 4.
Gibson Palacia troubleshooting and trying to eliminate just scoring opportunities against them. Now you see Jäggi and Freiberger in the same situation, trying to just eliminate, not to get as many points stolen against them.
Nein, das kommt über das Gleiche.
Das ist ja kein Ding. Kommen wir nicht mit 3.
Nein.
Really tough angles here.
Entweder sagst du einfach mal -2 oder wir probieren ihn mit vielleicht -3.
Muss der so weit draussen haben?
Er geht schon, dass er genug schnell ist. Dann zählt er. Und muss ja nicht so weit raus.
Ah ja, dann zählt einfach der.
Ja.
So they're looking at all their angles, looking at all the possibilities and how they can try and get zones in play. And you heard Michelle say there, let's go for it. Both on the same page. They've come to a great conclusion of what they're going to try here.
Eben, Mischi, da außen und innen findest du ein Ei.
Azért elég egyszerűen kellett ráni, amúgy
Was
kivigyázz.
fing ihr sein? Was machst du?
Da außen sliden und
Nem van az, amit mondok egyébként, mert
ezért lendület van a pályán.
Azt mutatja, nem? Hogy
Ja, das ist -3. -2 ist okay.
This
Das
one
ist
you
wie wenn der letzte hat
2-2
zwei
game
macht.
and 4 ends, so still some opportunity. Even if they give a 2 away here, it's they just turn around and take the 2 back in the even end coming back. It's
Meine? Ja, aber ist halt schon innen vor 4 Fuß gewesen, gell?
keep the mental strength and
Seine Ecke hat
get the most out of this that they can.
a hátsó sárgát. De azt kapta, lehet, hogy a kékről még rápattan.
Some good speed on this stone. You'll definitely get some rocks moving around. Almost had that. Concede 2. So Zolt and Dora will take up a lead of 2 going into end 5.
Oder Anfang reinrollen, zum Beispiel. Weißt du nicht gerade?
Nein, wir haben
Score
zweimal
is
dumm
4-2.
gespielt. Mit dir haben wir einen Dummen gespielt.
Be a little bit of an update on my other sheets out here.
Ja, wir sind noch sehr
Mowat and Aiken have scored 1 in the 4th end to put that game at a 3-1 for England. Fowler and Fowler. Over on sheet C, we have Nadelman down only by 1 to Nagy and Zekers. Score of 3-2. So really tight games on the wings here. Our feature game is 4-2 going into the 5th end with Hungary on top at the moment. But it's been some really interesting ends here happening. Alison, welcome back.
Thank you.
Figyelj! Söpön!
Erő megvan, ott van, 9.
So, welcome back, Alison.
Thank you. Took a peek at that last shot before joining you back on the bench over here. That was a pretty risky little maneuver there. Could have almost given up 3.
Schön wäre, wenn wir auf
Yeah,
dieser
I
Seite
think as long as they hit,
wenn wir von dieser Seite
one of the yellow ones out,
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
certainly stayed in the game. I didn't see much else there
No. No.
to try and get a blue one into play and eliminate a yellow one.
Just meant in terms of trying to nose that one instead or something, just
Yeah.
because his angles were definitely not in his favor.
Wechseln.
Yeah.
Gut. Sehr gut.
Seems to struggling a little bit with their draw weight here, trying to get the just be coming up short every once in a while. The early stones. Again, it's a little bit. Great sweeping.
Could be an indication of the ice maybe slowing down a little bit.
Be getting a little bit flatter out there. Second game this morning, so there's already been an early morning draw. This is the second game.
And of course, with mixed doubles playing to the center, all with the exception of the power plays, the sliding path area does get broken down. The pebble gets broken down quite fast.
Yep.
So our ace makers have got to do some extra special work for mixed doubles here.
Yep. And Kimberly Honders here at Curling Bands Zoetermeer is definitely getting got our ice crew working hard and between draws.
Oh.
That one over curling. It seems to be getting, if they get the weight up a little, it digs over a little bit light on rotations maybe. Something they'll look back and reflect on and go, how are we going to manage to get those rocks around?
Ja.
So?
Ja.
Gut.
So eine hinten 12.
Ja. Hinten 12 wirklich nur so ein Santi-Tüpfer und wenn er vorbeigeht, haben wir ja den Gel hinten. Also.
How's your Swiss German, Sherry?
Not so good.
No?
Every once in a while it sounds a little bit like some Dutch words, but
Ja, ich will mal ein bisschen, oder? Ja.
you don't have the advantage of any Swedish teams out here. That we can maybe, you've been taking some good lessons.
No. Not now, at least. You've got two of Swedish teams, I believe, on the next couple
Next round.
broadcasts.
Not too bad.
So you hear Michelle saying that was maybe not the exact thing she wanted from that stone, but she says that's not too bad. We'll take it.
Ja. Beide voor de tee, beide hinten dran.
Some good positive energy coming from the Swiss camp out here. It's really nice to see after that last end, getting into that situation, and they both obviously accepted the fact that that's where they were and turned the game on and let's go now.
Yep.
So really great to see. That is exactly the dynamic you need in a mixed double team or in any team of curling. That's going to win you some games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, teams are also coming to the realization that taking a 3 or sometimes a 4 is really never out of the question in mixed doubles. So even if you give up a big end, you can just as easily take it back. For example, yesterday, our Swedish team, Marine, they gave up a 4.
Yep, in the first
and then
end.
took a 4 right back in the second, so it's possible. Not the best start that you want to have to a game, but definitely shows kind of mental strength, just like you said.
Absolutely. And that's something all these teams are working on if they're going to make those Olympic points. They're going to have to start creating some of those dynamics that work in their partnership and put it into play and make it about the game. And, don't got 2 extra players to blame it on in this game. You don't have a skip and you don't have a sweeper, so you kind of both doing both roles. So
Skip can't blame the front end for this one.
It's definitely clear we did in mixed doubles. So.
Yeah.
Ich schätze mal gewesen.
Ja, wie gesagt, wenn wir vorne anrollen, ist auch gut.
All the teams here this weekend are definitely mixed doubles teams, all playing multiple events, working hard to create some good success and qualify for the national championships. A lot of the teams here have already qualified for the Worlds. Bruce Mowat and Gina Aiken have qualified for the Worlds. They will be representing Kenny. I believe Fowlers will also be in Lethbridge. Plancia and Zolf will be in Lethbridge at the Worlds, already qualified. Switzerland has not had their qualification yet. That is happening soon with 8 teams. An update from Switzerland. 8 teams will be competing for that championships.
And I overheard you yesterday that Russia also has their championship in a little bit.
Russia in January next couple weeks, and then a final playoff in February. And both of the teams that are here will be competing in that championships. They are now currently number 1 and 3 in Russia. Netherlands has 1 team representative. They will also be participating. Koy and Bonnie will be participating at the Worlds in Lethbridge.
Nice shot. Nice little roll on that one to quarter freeze. Yeah, Sweden actually, we've already had our national competition, and basically our system is that there are 2 teams that are now on the national squad. So here representing, we have Annette Norberg and Vincent Stanberg, and we have Per and Camilla Noreen. So those are our 2 national teams, and the way that we do our qualification for Worlds is those 2 teams are now going to battle it out on tour, and whichever team comes out on top will be the chosen team to represent Sweden.
Excellent. Curling Champions Tour has been really vital and really important in the process for a lot of countries, not only in mixed doubles but also in men's and women's and juniors, qualifying teams for competition and championships, for national championships and world championships. So thanks Armin Harder and the tour for creating the opportunities and possibilities for all of the teams, not only to gain competition and experience, but also to for nations to be able to find a highly competitive field where they can feel confident to send teams off to Worlds and represent their countries at Olympics.
Yeah.
It's definitely bringing up the level of play. We found also the junior tour teams that are competing in those junior tour events are moving up to the men's and women's, and not only just being teams in the field, they're coming up quickly and being top teams in the field. So tours are really, really exceptional. So if you're looking for some ways to build your team and your qualities, start playing those events, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one thing to win the nationals and win out your country, but it's another thing also to be able to play against those international teams and gain experience, so that coming into a world championship, you've had experience, played against these teams, maybe know what to expect and what kind of strategy, and so many different factors that can play into it.
Yeah, so everybody out here is going to have been on the ice at some point this weekend with an Olympic champion, Annette Norberg, who's taken up now mixed doubles. So great opportunity to just, we're just curlers.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what our level is. All love the game, and we're all playing it because we're passionate about it. So. It's back here to the game. So delivering his stone. This is the last stone for them. Jäggi and Freiberger have the hammer, of course.
Ooh.
Oh, it's just a little bit out, but it
still corner frozen.
Yeah, that yellow stone that Michelle got that really nice hit and roll on earlier was really, really valuable. This is just going to be a draw for one. There's no sense playing a risk on trying to get around to that. I think we can with the guard. So it's draw for one. Freiberger going to skip. This should be a stone in his back pocket, but the ice is pretty difficult here today for draw weight.
I think I overheard the word run back, so perhaps he was considering maybe, but Making sure you've got 1 point here is
Menen noch ein bisschen gell.
quite crucial.
Hát jó, most nyilván most nekik nem fér bele a stíl.
Looking a little hot.
No, not a brush put to this one yet.
Oda megyek.
Ki lehet hozni?
Seems to be just sliding
Okay.
right out the back.
Oof.
What?
It'll be a steal for Hungary.
Felicito, vamos, ne?
Bring them up 5-2
Ha most behívja, mit dobunk?
after 5 ends.
Megpróbáljuk a...
Viket szeretnéd?
Kettővel
So we might actually see a
bármi,
power play.
annál több, az most annyira nem.
see if they choose to play that, and maybe this discussion now.
I think it's a definite, should definitely call it.
Good time for it,
Yes,
from your
absolutely.
experience.
In the 6th end, should you be able to at least tie the game here if you take a 3?
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in a fantastic position for the last 2 ends. Hopefully
Power play.
gaining
Okay.
and
Ju-
keeping that hammer for the 8th end.
Yeah.
Should you take in 6, maybe
Yeah.
give up, try and just give up 1 and 7 and
Yeah,
take it home in 8.
absolutely. And we've just heard Michelle call that. We'll take the power play.
There you go.
The power play was introduced last year. Each game, each team has an opportunity to call 1 power play, in which stones are not placed in the middle on the center line. They are moved to a side position. Only the team with the hammer can call the power play. The stone in the house is placed on the side, as you can see, in front of the tee line, dissecting the 2 circles. And the other one is placed as a guard on the stationary spot on the dot at the front of the circles. And that stone cannot be removed from play, so the opponent can sweep it after the tee line. If it is removed, as you just seen, it goes back, same color, so they're just replacing it on the dot where it's supposed to be.
Dies.
I've seen some teams do that this week as well. Another way to do it.
Yeah. Generally, that they draw the draw back and place them around, but the same color, so it really doesn't matter which stone is sitting there.
I think they might get a little bit pickier at the World, so
Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely is being replaced.
yes.
Einfach vorhin groß, ha?
Szerintem azért elég volna.
So what's really interesting in the power play, it is fairly new, so teams are still exploring what works best for them. We've seen tick shots, we've seen
Wo bist du?
center guards, we've seen come arounds, we've seen just about everything competing with this, and different teams seem to have different success with different choices. The objective is to create a different opportunity. One of the things that is a big risk is this path has not been played during the game. So people need to know that they're going out into fresh ice that hasn't fudged like the center line. Michelle did that, Freiberger did that really well. Really nice come around draw there. Partially buried behind that guard, so that was really nice management.
Teams before the game starts are allowed 1 practice rock and 1 draw to the button. So that's also a really good opportunity to also learn from what fresh ice feels like. So really keeping that in mind when you're throwing to that power play of maybe it's not as slow as you're throwing down slide path for a little bit, but as you get towards the side, it's really going to come down. So just kind of keeping that in mind and
Oder da?
Yep.
making sure you're sweeping and throwing to tolerance.
Doris coming a little bit heavy there, bumped that blue stone back a little, but
Nice.
unfortunately rolls back to the back of the 8-foot. It is sitting shot stone at the
Siehst du,
moment,
der
but
geht.
Jäggi and Freiberger will
Okay,
just
good dog.
ignore that for a little bit and keep piling them up, trying to get some advantage. They really want to score the 3 this game, this end, sorry.
Yeah, being the back of the house with that yellow, they can use that one a little bit later.
Für uns Glück haben wir.
85, und da wäre auch Tee gewesen.
Coming around here really puts the pressure.
Den Weg nicht zumachen, wenn er vorne beißt, lange das
Eben, 2 ist schon super, hä?
Das rechte Heck.
Ja.
Mehr würde ich nicht geben.
sicher. Nein, deine ist gut. Nein, Ziellinie.
He's working this one pretty hard.
Ja, kannst wechseln, ist gut.
Communication, the line is called good from Michelle from the other end. There's another one right on top there.
Ja, schön.
That's a really nice shot. So far, looking so good.
Definitely a good setup so far.
A little bit of an update over there on sheet C between the Hungarian team Jäggi and Zekers, scoring a 4 in the 5th end over Marc-Marian Nadelman, going up 7-2. No worries, Marc-Marian can come back with another big end back and get a little closer on that scoreboard. Would be great to see. Oof. Overcurled. Clearing that guard wasn't so bad. Create some opportunities in order to get access to those blue ones.
Definitely tolerance on that one.
Yeah.
Ich will noch mal gerade gleich spielen.
10 nur noch 2, also jetzt noch einen.
Ja, ich weiss. Wir können eigentlich da nicht
A little update. Marc-Marian did score there too. A 2 back in the last end, so it's now 7-4. It's a good fight back over there on sheet C.
Eigentlich, dass sie dann irgendwie Shot the Second legen, oder? Und dann musst du wieder einen Doppel bringen.
Weißt du, was machen wir da? Das ist uns gleich auch
Kann ja alles
drauf,
schwer
oder?
zusammen.
Dann ist einfach nachher da hinten eine blaue Wand und dort vorne ein gelber liegt, je nachdem. Von dem habe ich ein bisschen Schiss.
Gut, aber wenn du so machst, dass du wieder aufschießen, das ist immer noch ein Dreier.
Okay.
Nein, weißt du, ich weiß schon, was du meinst.
On sheet A between
Wenn ich
Sie haben jetzt zwei komplette Mist
her,
oder?
her GB UK battle is 3-2.
Ja, jetzt sind einfach, wir können
One.
jetzt einen legen.
Fowler and Fowler
Dann
being
haben
up
wir zwei
on
Versuche auf den Doppel.
Bruce Moe, Gina Aiken. But Bruce and Gina's got some good stones in play this end, so
So, wenn jetzt
see how this is going to go.
Yeah, the 3-1. We're locking a 5th end there. They're playing the 6th
They
right
blanked the
now.
5th end.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Give you an update on that. It's not up on the score there, but probably
There we
didn't know
go.
how to push the 0.
Perfect.
But, it is a blank.
Darum hätte ich jetzt nur mal einen da gespielt. Darum hätte ich jetzt nur einen angespielt, dass der Winkel nicht da ist. Und wir können einfach da, dann machen wir irgendwie 3 wahrscheinlich.
So now back to our sheet on whether we throw the guard or the freeze.
Wenn du so einen hat wie vorhin. Das ist einfach das, was ich habe.
You could even elect throwing on the other side of the house, but unfortunately that yellow one at the back of the house there, that little chip off from the stone earlier, is shot stone. So at some point they're going to have to do something with that. And you only have 5 stones. So if they leave it too long, the opportunity is for the opponent to make a choice that they can't change. So it's quite a crucial shot to make this decision. All risk to go for the 3, or say, you know what, let's make sure we get our 2 for sure,
Anders bin ich genau gleich.
and remove that yellow one.
Dass er uns nicht übergörlt.
Also am besten wäre ja schon noch beißen. Ich würde nicht zu weit annehmen.
Ja, ja. solange
2 of those
wir-
yellows or the blues, sorry, are definitely lined up for a double there.
Yeah. So won't only be what their skills are here, they'll be also thinking of what their opponent's capabilities are and not letting them have more than they
Ich würde mal wechseln sicher.
deserve, increase their scoring
Nein, ist gut,
potential.
so bleiben.
Well, I think playing against world champions probably have a lot of respect and
Absolutely.
don't want to give them really any shot. Try and give them the toughest shot possible.
Nein, das ist ein bisschen weit.
Perfekt. Sehr schön, Mischi.
Compliments from teammate there. It's really nice to hear that and the feedback from your teammates with each other. These guys have a really nice dynamic on the ice. I'm quite enjoying their communication with each other, whether it's a miss or a make. They seem to find really good things to encourage each other for. So, sure, that's not always the case in doubles. You have, yeah, you're both top athletes, and you definitely want to perform and make all your shots. So sometimes adrenaline can get going, and
Yes. I think you'll find that more as well with, at least this is my opinion, of couples that are family members that play together. Got
absolutely. The double was there. They got 2 of those out of the way. They do roll off to a nice spot. Blue is sitting stone, but yellow's on top of it. It's not the easiest shot to play and not kiss off that blue one at the back. So yellow's still sitting in for second stone. That's a nice shot by Dora to keep her yellow shooter at the top there.
Yeah, that back yellow is showing a little bit, but really, I mean, staggering those top 2 rocks to also cover that back one is fantastic.
Yeah, that was a really nice outcome. Michelle will need to move that yellow one a little bit in order to have more opportunity.
I'm assuming we're throwing the hit and roll to the side here.
Michelle Jäggi from Bern.
Ja. Ja, vouw verder. Vouw verder, gewoon kwijt.
Mario sweeping this really hard.
Gewoon kwijt.
Only got about half weight on this. It's gonna
Really nice
sweep
shot.
it to get it even.
Yeah. Maybe it
Left it a little bit. Could
side.
have swept that a little bit further to try and get these the double a little bit flatter.
Or but often get a little kick off the blue one and on the forefoot, so you open up that one at the back.
Yep.
Also a possibility, and that's an advantage you would have if you have a skip standing in the house calling those really fine lines.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really good example of how do you get the maximum out of the rock placement in this shot.
Viszont ha nem dobjuk meg, akkor 3 oda.
Hát miért, hogyha ezt nem dobna, akkor is 3. Ha itt van a dupla, akkor ő dob duplát majd.
A little bit of turnaround on sheet A
Hát de
over
most,
here.
ha ez stick,
Persingina
akkor
stole the
csak 2.
3 and
Ha csak úgy dobna, hogy
6
stick, akkor csak
to
2.
go up on the scoreboard there, 4-3.
Nem?
Nice little fight and come back there.
De akkor viszont
Én megpróbálnám.
legyen csak stick vagy dupla?
Ne, dupla. Mert a
That
dupla
was
az is
also
2.
taken on a power play, was it
Igen,
not?
ha ide
Yeah. The other team's power play.
Yeah, so
De a stick már jó.
good one for coaches to watch back and disguise
Yeah.
how that actually turned around
Yeah,
on them.
exactly.
Instead of being an advantage, became a disadvantage.
Teachable moment.
Yeah. We've got quite a few coaches here with their teams, making notes, reviewing games, analyzing games. All you coaches working hard, thank you very much for all your time and effort putting into helping the sport develop. And building teams.
Na weißt du jetzt noch, wann hättest du können setzen?
Gyere, csapad! Ho, ho, ho! Ho, figyelj, csapad! Csapad! Csapad, 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 nagyon!
Not the
Max.
outcome they were hoping for.
Is sitting 2 stones. Does leave a double for Freiberger and Jäggi to score their 3 back. Would have really liked to remove 2 of those blue stones. Hit it just a little bit too thick.
And should he make the double, this is exactly what they were hoping for with this end.
Yeah.
Even. Okay.
Ja, sind.
So interesting there. Michelle sweeps to the gripper, so they decide which side she needs to sweep on based on the shot, so pretty ideal.
Ez látszott egyébként fontos, hogy az még úgy közel volt volna.
Schijnt sneller als het
That's the benefit of having that dedicated sweeper instead of the person running up, and they can only choose one side or the other to be really effective. Really nice shot.
Perfect.
So, double. Score of 3. Fight right back. Even the scoreboard. We are at 5-5. Heading into N7. On our featured game of Planche, Kiss, and Jäggi. Freiberger. Here at Curling Ban Zoetermeer at the Dutch Masters Mixed Doubles.
This side?
The 9th event on the Curling Champions Tour. All the teams are hosted this weekend at Golden Tulip Hotel. Thank you very much for your support and the opportunity to host our teams.
It's been a fantastic stay
Nice.
over
Great to
there.
hear.
Really nice hotel. The food's really nice too. Haven't been able to eat at the restaurant the past 2 days, but
The teams
before
are
that,
saying it's good?
yes.
So here we have our power play.
2, 3.
Hungary's called up their power play to say, okay, our turn to have this advantage. They'll be looking to score multiple points this end.
And of course, Switzerland hoping to really minimize, try and only force a 1 here.
So they've chosen to throw their first stone in Switzerland in the top of the 12 foot, top of the house, on the center line, drag the play back to the middle, where you saw as Kiss and Planche, because they were up points, their objective was to try and tick that shot off or move that guard out of the way. So 2 different styles of play, maybe depicted a little bit by the scoreboard as well. So really great to see different things happening.
Yeah, I think throwing to the center here really forces the play to the center and kind of cut down the rings for the other team. So smart play.
And just indicated, Zolt came a little bit heavy with that one. The objective was to be on top of the tee line. And we have a gripper on the ice. Against the rules. You see in mixed doubles, the teams want to grab their grippers quicker and they kind of place them in places. World Championships, that is not allowed. Grippers are not allowed to be left on the ice. They need to be placed at the back.
Based on that close-up, I thought that was the center line. It's a very good placement.
Thank you, Joey Brunsma, our cameraman on ice, taking some good action and opportunity to catch some teams in bad action out there.
Yes, sir.
Good action on shots, but bad action with behavior. So thanks, Joey. So Freiberger came down, just drew one in there.
Backline.
They're gonna just try and tap this back a little, try and create some advantage, get a roll in behind that guard will be the ideal. Dora, Zolt's 2-time world mixed doubles champions. Dora this year at the Europeans in November won the gold with her women's team in the European B. That's a really nice shot. Pats that blue one out of the way, gets partially buried in behind that guard.
Successful then.
Two of them had a little bit of a rough year last year at the Worlds. Well, not very rough, but it's not the outcome that they were expecting and hoped for.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected them not to be qualifying for the playoffs.
Not.
And they actually lost a tiebreaker to Bruce and Gina from Scotland, setting them out of the play. And Bruce and Gina went on to win, come fourth, unfortunately losing that bronze medal game to USA. It's really great to see they're all back out here this season fighting for that spot again and determination to make it.
Definitely.
Sometimes those lessons you learn by losing are the inspiration to go for the next step, isn't it?
Absolutely. Nothing gives you more of a kick than harsh realization.
Sorry.
Nice shot there by Michelle. Takes off the one, Gets a little bit of a roll, puts a place, still determined to put the play back to the middle.
They'll be trying to get another hit and roll to the wing here, I imagine.
We have one game completed out there. Sheet C, Nadelman versus Jäggi, and Zekers has been completed. It is Hungary over Netherlands. Netherlands. 8-4. Jäggi and Zekers also world silver medalists. Hungary's really got some really great teams in this discipline of curling. They really focus on it. They're busy training junior teams and giving opportunities for competitions in mixed doubles, having a camp there as well.
That's fantastic.
So, really motivated to develop this sport, and George has been quite instrumental in that development over the years. So they just had their Hungarian championships, and it was the final was Dora and Zolt against Zekers and Jäggi, and narrow last shot to win or lose, and disappointing for George and Ildi for sure, but great that they have competition with each other. That's so vital for reaching higher levels and higher success. And
really makes that gold medal win even more special.
yeah, absolutely. So plays now back to the middle. So opportunity to that corner guard is taken away by choices. Makes you kind of wonder, do you play around? Do you go to that side and play on that side, or do you throw up that center guard, hey? This is working.
Well, they did play into it a little bit when they threw to the wing on it was Michelle's first.
Yep.
And they tried the little
draw tap,
corner
and she put it up in front, and that made the play more possible.
Yep.
Zolt coming heavy with his first one was maybe the error that
exactly
didn't let this end play out the way they needed. He needed to be in front of the tee line to take full advantage of that corner guard.
This is looking a little hot.
Really struggled with weights and lines here, eh? So again, they went out and played that outside wing in the last end. Came up with reasonable draw weight. Took the play back to the middle. The ice is going to be different because of the paths you've been playing.
Center line. Ja.
Wie schnell kommst
I was asking the players a little bit about themselves earlier, and Dora said that Zolt was just a really good player, and he said he was charming. That was his quality of the game.
Not too modest.
No. And he stays and makes his shots, and he stays really positive. That's Doria's observation, but he says he's charming. But they both agreed with Dora. She's calm.
Yeah,
so
you can see that out there.
Yeah.
And nice shot. And again, exactly
nice
what Switzerland was hoping for.
Yeah.
This is a draw.
Force them to their one.
Yep.
Doesn't get much to come up to as well. It's really much a cold draw to the forefoot here. Ever got a nice little roll to the other side, so.
This you won't see too much. With the last draw having a brush down at the other end, most teams will elect to have that sweeper instead.
These guys have done it every end. These guys haven't changed their philosophy on that. They still keep sweeping, having a person holding the broom, having a sweeper. You see the other style from Switzerland. They've definitely call it together, decide the strategy together, put the broom down to get the visual,
Yes.
and then the sweeper goes down with the action. So really nice draw shot.
Perfect.
That is a
Perfect
world
weight.
champion.
Yes. Nerves of steel.
Yeah. Nice shots.
The visualization definitely takes a little bit of practice.
So that's a score of 1. Going into our final end of play.
Wie spielen wir? Gehen wir auch wieder hinten oder wenn wir bewusst irgendwie Softball im Corner mit 2 Cornergarten?
So you hear a little bit of Swiss happening there. They're not playing at the moment. They're up next, but we've left both teams of mics on. Quite a lot of commentating switches it back and forth, but we thought it's really also interesting for a lot of our fans to catch the communication process between both teams, whether they're active shooting or not. The play is still about the game. Really good lesson for young curlers to follow.
I think more often than not, too, the team that has hammer and doesn't have to set up the rocks generally has a scrum, whereas the team, the other team, one of the team members has to go down and set up the rocks.
Already
so
get busy, yeah.
Yeah, they don't really have that opportunity unless they really create it and both go down to the other end. But generally, you only see one team actually having that conversation, which is quite interesting.
It's a really nice come-around draw there by Zult. Puts it on the top of the forefoot. Well, swept hard to get by that guard. It was really great getting the line and work hard sweeping. So, really nice position.
Meine Frage ist, ob wir es da hinten probieren wollen, weil wenn wir dann dran vorbeikommen, kommen wir an dem an.
Okay.
Und da hinten mit einem schnelleren bin ich mir nicht so sicher. Aber ich kann schon ticken und dort
Over here in our,
Go for it. Ja, that's
Andiamo az elején 2, aztán meg lehet.
over here in our UK game,
vorbeikommt.
Bruce Mowat, Gina Aiken are now up 5-3 over Fowler and Fowler, playing the last end of play. Interesting situation for these both teams. They're both have some support funding from UK Sport Scotland. Both teams got some Olympic points, but the Olympic points for Scotland or for UK are at the moment currently from Scotland, so they only carry on that level of points. The 5 points from Bruce and from Fowler and Fowler last year are eliminated from the equation, because as an Olympic nation they participate as one country. So that's a little bit of a challenge for you how it's going to go, but UK Sport has chosen to support both.
That's smart.
Yeah, I think it's a really great opportunity for a lot of countries, and Sport Scotland really supports that. And there's 2 Scottish coaches sitting down the row from us here, so really nice to see Scotland curling is very big there. England is not so developed yet, working really hard, getting some ice rinks. That's really nice to see Scotland really also believing in the philosophy of developing the sport and providing resources and some training opportunities for the teams, and yeah, really being a great nation. So compliments to Sport Scotland for that commitment and the development of sport, the sport of curling. So thanks, Scotland.
75.
I see a lot of other nations teaming up and creating opportunities and training environments, and tour is kind of a great example of all the unity that happens on developing the sport of curling for all nations.
Yep.
And for all athletes willing to work hard and put the time in. The opportunities are out there, and the sport definitely opens up and welcomes that. And it's kind of a really nice gift of our sport.
WCF is also extremely valuable, and they've done a fantastic job at really influencing these developing curling nations to to be more, to get active and get their teams ready and yeah, just
all the development camps
Yeah,
at juniors,
exactly.
the junior team camp here in Zoetermeer, the Fusen junior camp, both of those are open now. You can sign in and enter your teams or enter your individual players. Adult camps in Prague. Boguslava has a mixed doubles camp in Hungary. Canada also has lots of junior camps, and they invite teams over there.
That's great. Oh, what a shot.
Beautiful.
Oh, well close.
Great excitement out of Michelle there. Great celebration on that shot. Really well played.
Love the come on.
Yeah.
Brad Jacobs style.
Really great energy.
Én is eljutnék most már.
Jó, oké.
Nothing but smiles there.
Yeah. They challenge each other to make those shots, eh? They're really nice. Really nice, like the dynamics that I'm seeing in this squad out here today.
It's a lot of support between the two of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of respect. They are currently number 5 on the tour. So they've been winning some games. That builds confidence as well. Switzerland is a country that uses the tour to qualify teams for points and to qualify into their championships. So they also really encourage teams to get out to tour events, mandatory if they want to be playing at the championships, to get this international experience. This event has an incredible field this weekend.
Yeah.
There's world champions, Olympic champions, European champions. We have it all here this weekend.
Switzerland just electing to ignore that yellow stone in the back and go around the corner.
They're looking to score their 2 here.
Yep.
By going after that yellow, you run the risk of, again, either taking out your own or setting up a double, or might as well use the corner.
In this competition, it is a win-loss game. That if it is tied up after regulation ends of play, 8 ends, then they will play an extra end.
Ja. Ja. Hard. Hard linie. Hard linie.
Which is same as competition. Really well swept. Really well swept stone there.
Yeah.
It gets that in for shot stone. They're going to have to do something with it.
I believe I saw, not maybe you can clarify this, that in the extra end, should it also be a blank, the team that had hammer will lose the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
They only has an opportunity to play 1 extra game, and that's more of, you got a lot of draws to fit in on a weekend. That is not the case in World Championship play. They would play until you have a winner. But generally on the tour, there's an opportunity in this timeline with such a full draw, they get 1 chance.
But chances in mixed doubles of blanking are also quite slim.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any out here this weekend. 1.
Oh, 1.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bruce and Gina have got quite a nice setup happening over here with their stones as well. Sitting with 2 on the top of the forefoot and 2 guards in front of it, so.
Semmi! Végig semmi, semmi. Biztos, hogy semmi. Semmi.
Gonna get a little piece of it. I think it's gonna curl up. Nice curl up at the end there. Goes over into there. I don't know if that's the most ideal spot. It kind of sets up. I don't know if there's a double there yet or not, is there?
auch nur aufschlagen, je nachdem.
Ja, wenn einer liegen bleibt, kann ich noch einen einfachen legen. Oder wenn du einfach da
He's
hingehst.
got to
You run
decide.
the risk of rolling out your shooter.
Er hat einfach gut vorher
It's
nicht
quite-
toll gebracht,
it's
aber
quite
ihn
thin.
hat er nicht gehabt, gell?
Still a couple stones to go. They don't have to be shot rock with this one. They don't have to. They don't have to win with this stone. You have to put themselves into a position that it can be used.
Ich würde legen. Entweder würde
Also, dann legen wir.
oder wir gehen nochmal hier.
Wie
Wenn
du
wir
willst.
jetzt ziehen, ist alles, oder?
Wie du willst. Für mich ist alles okay.
Ich würde hier.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say another option here would be
Wenn wir
throwing a bit of a hit and flop on top.
Ich würde dort.
Yeah, I think those are the two options they're looking at: whether they come around and draw, or whether they throw that hit and flop. I don't think they're looking at playing the double here at all.
No, it's
Too much risk to
yeah.
lose both of your blue ones. Actually,
absolutely. Had it rolled a little bit further over. I think we would have seen that, but just
or a little bit less even.
yeah, exactly. It just kind of rolled to that sweet spot.
They elected to play the come around draw. Michelle just threw that, so she's just going to throw it again.
Sounded like he kind of gave her the choice. She's the one throwing the rock, and which one do you feel more comfortable with?
Yeah.
She said the draw, and he kind of said, "Yep, okay, sounds good."
Veel Platz. Kom super zo.
Ooh.
Kom perfect. Go hard. Zo lang loop.
She's got the weight. It's absolutely brilliant.
Nog lin, nog lin, nog lin.
Comes up a little bit short. Is in for second shot, so
Definitely usable.
yeah. It definitely makes Hungary ask themselves a question: what do you want to do with this? They got to put it in a really great spot to make it worthwhile.
Could split the house.
Dank
Make sure you're lying two. Make it impossible for them to score their two.
Yeah.
You would bring it into the extra end, but you would have hammer.
Yeah, pretty much got to put this in the forfeit if you're thinking you're going to throw the split the house, eh? You get a little bit too deep and you're potentially setting up a double the other way. Seems quite routine like option, but they really can't afford to, they got to get it right. So lots of discussion. Nice that they don't take this shot for granted. They actually talk about it and think about what their options are and how they're going to leave to the opponent.
Mindenképp jobb kell, mint a sárga.
Mint a sárga?
Mint a kék, bocsánat.
Both of these teams are 2-0 in their group, so this determines who's going ahead in the pool
Így van, csak öt.
from this draw.
It's a big win.
Ja, ja, ich sage einfach, er hätte noch ein bisschen weiter.
Einfach halbe Meter wäre gut gewesen, ja.
Ja, einfach nur so, dass er...
Bit of a trick shot here on sheet A. Sliding to the side boards and trying to puck it sideways to
Creating arena ice ice experience.
Yeah. But it will be a steal for Bruce and Gina, so they will take the win over on sheet A.
Ja.
So they also go up ahead in their pool with 3 wins. Ooh, came a little bit back in the forefoot there, and that was the risk of putting it on top of the forefoot is coming a little bit deep and setting up that opportunity.
Needed to bring it back just a little bit further.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aber über so lange Zeit
Alison was suggesting putting it over, just coming around, playing a come around that outside. Behind that garden, that blue one that Michelle had just thrown. So the house is more spread out, split up a little.
Yeah, just throwing like a back 8, exactly split even, just on the other side. There's also a possibility on that last one.
Not a completely easy double, but
No, it's quite flat.
we have seen Mario throw really big weight in a shot earlier, making that triple. So We know he can throw it.
So the in-turn on this.
We're going to get the right action from the stone. Making their way down. Get ready, take a nice deep breath, and get set up.
Hungary looking a little nervous back there.
Nothing they can do about it now.
Nope. Out of their control. So here we go. Last rock here in the 8th end. Shot for the win.
Looks pretty close.
Ooh.
Just stuffed it a little.
Hard to see. Definitely one. Will it be a measure for 2? Nope, no measure.
It is one, so we are going into an extra end.
Yep.
Extra end of play here on sheet 2 in our feature game. All tied up at 6-6.
Sorry.
What? That was close.
Yeah, just not, hey? That's where you, if you had the 2 sweepers, you might make that little bit of difference. Or you get that line just at the right time instead of just a second off.
But again, on that one, good to have a sweeper in the beginning.
Absolutely. That definitely made that shot
Yeah.
more possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if Zoltz and Zoltkis and Planchette ever change that philosophy. They really stick to that sweeper thrower concept. So
Yeah.
Might be something for them to look into.
yeah, they're a younger team, so potentially it's something also they look at in the future and say, hey, that's something we need to continue working on. We have to figure out how to throw it without that broom.
Well, kind of like what you said before. This is the time to practice and kind of experiment a little.
So Freiberger and Jäggi score one in that end, so they give up the hammer. Miscommunicated that one a little bit, got that a little bit inside. Overcurled, moved that guard off. That's not ideal.
No,
They definitely want to steal.
Want to steal.
So you can see the tension in both teams starting to increase just a little bit out there. If you're just joining us, have the opportunity to catch into the last extra end of this game. You're watching the Dutch Masters mixed doubles 9th event on the Curling Champions Tour. Event organizer Carlo Glasberg has done an awesome job with his crew getting things ready to go and all set up. And I'm joined here by Allison, bringing you the game live. From rainy, cold Netherlands at the moment.
Oh, is it?
It's not so nice outside. We had a little bit of snow on the ground last night.
Haven't been outside in a while.
Nice come around, gets a little piece in behind there, so pretty nice setup.
My 2 Swedish teams have both draws at 1 and 3 as well, so I will be here
So
a little bit longer.
you got a whole day.
Yeah, I won't see the sun today. It's okay. Apparently, if the weather's bad, I don't want to go outside anyway.
Oder willst du bewusst, dass der Egal, wenn das gespielt hat, auch einfach nochmal eine Overtime stoßen?
Ja, ich kann einfach nicht knallen. Ich finde das eigentlich nicht so schlecht. Ja, aber.
Okay.
Nimmt sie nicht den Regen fort, oder?
Okay.
Ja, vielleicht mal eine Linie, ja.
Most of the women out here playing have both participated at Junior Worlds in the past. Michelle representing Switzerland. And Doria winning a bronze medal last year at the Junior World Championships. Really phenomenal experience for Dora and her team from Hungary. First,
They played incredible.
first World Junior medal for Hungary ever. So.
I remember interviewing her after her first win, and I said, you know, it's a great start. What's your goal for event? And she said, well, we want a medal. And I said, great.
Go get it.
Go, yeah.
And they did.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, hopefully that positive energy plays off for them this season, and they're going to the World Championships in Lethbridge with the hope for a medal, the expectation for a medal. They'll be working really hard to achieve that.
And the World Juniors this year taking place in South Korea.
Yeah, it'll be the test event for the Olympic Games. So a great opportunity for some of these teams to actually be there already, and for World Curling Federation to also experience the facilities and the environment around the games.
And all the associations to also familiarize themselves with the surroundings.
Yep.
So for next year, they feel prepared and know that their athletes are going in with all the right amount of knowledge possible that they could have given them.
And also a great opportunity for Korea to learn a little bit more of hosting the curling event in preparation for the Olympics. And that is kind of every year that happens. The Junior Worlds goes to the host location of the Olympics in each 4-year cycle. So Sochi, Vancouver, all the same.
Just missed out on that one. Caitlin Laws beat us in the World in the Canadian Junior final to go to Vancouver. That would have been neat.
But you have had a flag on your back.
Yes, yes.
Looking forward to have a Swedish flag on your back too.
Yeah, I like blue and yellow. It's quite a nice color. Yeah, I like it.
I went from red, white to orange too, so changing up those colors every once in a while is not a bad thing.
Oh. Got a little variety in my curling closet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get to go coach in Canada at the Worlds. Dutch men's team qualified for the Worlds, so the Europeans winning the B in the challenge. So really exciting opportunity for us this season. They work very hard. Yeah.
Incredible team. I think we're just looking to pick this one out here.
So definitely got to get a piece of it. Not sounding so happy. Ooh. Wasn't quite the
she's
outcome they were looking for sure.
Got to be pretty disappointed with that one. What an opportunity now for Switzerland to guard this up and really put a lot of pressure on Hungary. They're going to need to
Gotta
make
put that on themselves, eh?
Yeah.
It's almost one of those situations where you had maybe too many stones in play.
Yeah, so they'll look to try and get this guard as even as possible, covering their stone, so there's no double guard peel.
Yeah.
Hungary needs to make sure that they give themselves a chance, give themselves a shot.
Yeah. I saw Zoltan earlier and draw the pin to take his single point, so we know he can do that.
Yes.
But he has to be able to get to it.
Well, those are even, but maybe not the place that you want it to be. But
looks like they're going to play a tap back here.
Okay.
Levennél a gárdot csak?
Csak kérdezem,
I would be peeling the guards here. I don't know about you, Sherry.
I think you have to make sure you have a shot to access that. I mean, the opponent can always throw up one more guard, but you can't throw two if they're both gone.
De mi és akkor
And it looks like the two rocks are about edge on edge right now, so it is high enough that they would be able to get it curl past that guard. But man, what a tough shot.
If your margin's got to be that you tap off the stone in the middle, but the unfortunate thing is that the guard on the center line is a little bit higher. If it's me, I'm double peeling these off.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
I'm giving myself a little more access.
Especially even if they do tap it back, their shooter's probably going to roll into the open,
Yeah,
allowing Switzerland to make a hit and roll.
roll behind two guards
Yeah, exactly.
and get it actually back there even better.
So
That's an interesting call. Interesting.
yes. Oh, this has got a curl.
It's definitely not on the right side of the margin, that's for sure. It is finishing quite well. Does move it off the pin, so she does have the full button to draw to. But
But
they're
Switzerland's
just gonna throw there and take it themselves, I think.
take it away from them.
And their margin is to come up short, it's acceptable as long as they block the path.
Yes, exactly. As you can see, it's still guarded on the outturned side there.
Länge wäre ja gut gewesen voran.
Ich sage, schau, dass wir dann nicht so hier zutun, weil sie hat den Doppel. Ja. Und wenn wir eben zu weit gehen, hat er immer
This is
noch...
the last stone for Switzerland, Freiberger and Jäggi.
Länge voran wäre gut gewesen, oder?
Ja, sicher, die Line ist sicher gewesen.
Okay. Was soll ich mir jetzt geben?
Not even margin anywhere in front of the T line, eh?
Line
Yep, absolutely.
Würde darf es nicht sein, oder? Ja, ja. Wir müssen ja nur halb verstecken sich.
Probably also best to just, I was going to say, just block off that that forefoot there to even eliminate the draw on that side. It might have something on the outturn side since that is a little bit behind T, but that's, again, you're going to have to skinny and get kind of on the inside of that. That's
Maybe come off the top outside blue one on the left, far left side of the house. See what happens here. Anything cannot be as deep and slide to the back of the forefoot. That would not be optimal.
T-line sicher.
T-line. Ooh.
T-line sicher.
Oof.
Also sicher, sicher.
If it's T-line, I think I'd be
Sagen, ja.
Sweeping it all the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wir müssen nur einen Guard.
It's coming down now for weight.
Yep.
It's a nice shot.
Okay.
Really coming down.
Gut.
Ich habe gedacht, es muss ihn lassen.
Ja, ja.
Okay, that went from T-line to top of the house.
Yes.
And a few short feet.
Nicht schlecht.
So maybe just a little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of excitement.
Yep.
Ja, kommt noch durch, aber...
de még mit szeretnél dobni?
As we said before, slide path's also coming down a little bit, so we are in an extra end, so possibility of it being just a little bit sludgy there is quite high as well.
So, last stone of the game. Don't need to worry about this being blank by mistake, I don't think.
No, I think that's a pretty safe call.
The winner of this game will take the lead in the group. We have 4 groups. They play a round robin. The top 2 teams qualify for the quarterfinals. The 3rd place team in each group qualifies for a consolation cup, have another competition, and they play a semifinal and a final. So teams 4 and 5 from the pools are eliminated from play after the end of play today. It's an opportunity to play some good games here this weekend. Selected to play a run back here. And did not get the line right on that, and it is a steal for 1. And the win for Freiberger and Jäggi.
Thank you.
Really well played game, some really interesting dynamics and shot execution, but also some interesting strategies and style of play out there today. Thank you, Allison, for joining me in the game.
Yeah, of course.
Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, that
all
was
the best
fantastic
success
game.
to your
Thank
two
you.
Swedish teams here,
Thank
and
you very
enjoy your
much.
coaching role.
Thank you.
Our next feature game is at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it will be McCleary from Scotland. They are number 2 team in Scotland, have also represented Scotland at the World Championships a couple times, and they will be playing against Norberg and Sandberg from Sweden. So you'll be in action on the coach bench here beside me.
Both of us will be watching that one.
Yeah, we'll all have eyes focused. Really great matchup. These teams are both tied up in their tops of their pool. No, sorry.
Norberg has one loss. So they're at 2-1 right now.
And Cleary is at 2-2. So important game for both teams. Looking forward to see you. Come on out to. If you can't get here live, come on down. There's a coffee, tea, and great atmosphere here at the Curling Club at Curling Ban Zoetermeer. If you can't get here live, tune in at 3 o'clock on the live feed. Curling Champions Tour with myself and Kimberly Honders this afternoon. Thanks very much, Christian Leibrandt, Joey Brownsma, all the crew. See you at 3.